Coming up, the holiday shopping season is far from over. Today is the start of the return season for gifts that may have missed the mark.
Clouds and rain are moving in ahead of the last soggy system of 2011.
Also, a late-night fire damages a home in Scott City. We have the latest. Live, local, late-breaking. Heartland News at noon is next.
Now, in high definition, live, local, late-breaking. This is Heartland News at noon on KFBS 12.
Good afternoon. Lauren has the day off. An overnight fire damages a home in Scott City. This is a picture sent into our CNews account of that fire. You can see flames coming from the home on Highway M right across from Kimberly Drive. That's near the Scott City city limits. The Scott City Police Department says everybody got out of the home safely. It started around 11 o'clock last night, and we're told that fire crews from Scott City, Delta, Oran, and Chaffee all responded to the blaze. No word about what caused that fire. And investigators are trying to figure out what started a fire that killed 5 people on Christmas Day in Stamford, Connecticut. Neighbors say the mother of 3 young girls screamed for help because her 3 girls were trapped inside. Manuel Gallegos reports from New York. Madonna Badger founded her own advertising firm in New York City and purchased the Connecticut home last year. A train versus car accident derails several train cars in Perry County, Missouri. The Missouri Highway Patrol says that a 21-year-old man from Percy, Illinois, tried to cross the railroad tracks on Highway 51 at McBride's Crossing in Perry County. The train hit the car and pushed it 200 yards until both hit a railway switch. 3 of the cars from the train were knocked off the tracks. There is no word on injuries during the crash. According to the Highway Patrol, the warning lights and gates were working at the time of the crash. Hazmat teams have finished cleaning up after a semi-truck overturns in Kentucky. Transportation officials say a truck carrying a load of hazardous chemicals crashed on Interstate 24 at exit 25 Sunday morning near Calvert City. Crews finished cleaning up the wreck around midnight last night. That means the exit was closed for most of the day on Sunday. Some tense moments on a flight in St. Louis. An American Airlines flight out of St. Louis had to make an emergency landing shortly after taking off about 7:30 last night. The pilot blamed a mechanical problem, and that problem is under investigation. All 137 passengers were okay, and they all made it to where they were going on a different plane. And now you're looking live over Cape Girardeau at this noon hour. The clouds are blocking the sun, and it could be like that for a while. Let's check in with Brian in the Storm Team Center. Here in the Heartland today is all about hoops. The Southeast Missourian Christmas basketball tournament began today at the Show Me Center in Cape Girardeau. You can see some of the high-flying action from earlier this morning. 16 of the top high school teams in Southeast Missouri are playing over the next few days. A couple hundred people were on hand to take in the tournament's opening game between top-seeded Charleston and 16th-seeded Meadow Heights. The Charleston Blue Jays routed the Panthers 108-16. Retailers expect today to be one of the busiest shopping days of the year. It'll also be the biggest day for returns and exchanges. Correspondent Michelle Miller has more on the holiday shopping season. You know that gift card you gave to the person who is just impossible to buy for? Well, it could go unused. A survey from the National Retail Federation finds that $41 billion in gift cards have not been redeemed since 2005. And when people do use gift cards, experts say people often spend more than the value on the card. Japan's Sony and South Korean rival Samsung are dissolving their joint venture manufacturing LCD flat-screen televisions. Samsung will reportedly buy all of Sony's shares in the venture for $935 million. Sony's TV operation has lost money for 7 straight years. And 8 states are raising the minimum wage in 2012. The nation's lowest paid workers will see their hourly rates go up between 28 and 37 cents in Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Montana, Ohio, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington, with Colorado getting the smallest increase at $7.64 an hour and Washington with the largest at $9.04 an hour. In the state of Virginia, one of the safest places for deer is where hundreds of rounds of ammo are shot every day. The FBI training grounds at Quantico, Virginia also serves as a refuge for wildlife like deer and turkeys. The FBI says the animals are safe despite trainees shooting nearly 1 million rounds during monthly training. Investigators say the only problem is that the deer seem to enjoy eating the freshly planted flowers at the 9/11 memorial. Well, this is the holiday season, and some of you may have spent time in an airport. Have you ever wondered who the person is that tells you where to park or makes those safety announcements? We'll introduce you a little later. And there are clouds out this afternoon. Can we expect a little rain in the next few days? Brian is in next with your Storm Team forecast. Thank you, Brian. Christmas may be over, but another holiday is in full swing. Mr. Food introduces us to a different kind of bird that is a Caribbean favorite that used to be used to celebrate another holiday. And have you ever wondered whose voice that is that tells you where to park at the airport? You'll meet her coming up. Welcome back. Good news for Missouri drivers. The state's average gas price fell 2 cents in the past week, despite a national upward trend. That's according to GasBuddy.com. Missouri's average price for a gallon of gas is below $3, while the national average is almost a quarter higher. The state also reports that gas nationwide is only 21 cents per gallon higher than it was at this time last year. Well, she's not an actor or politician, but she has one of the most recognizable voices in the country. Everyone who travels by air hears this woman say, "Watch your bags," or "Don't park in a loading zone." Lee Cowan introduces us to the face behind the voice. Everyone knows that voice. Well, a Maryland pilot is giving shelter dogs a second chance. Mike Young has saved more than 100 dogs on more than 20 rescue flights. He says he was inspired to help after his dog died of cancer last year. Young works with a program that places dogs from high-kill shelters.
So how can I not spend my time and money giving to these dogs, giving the owners of these new dogs the opportunity to have the love that I have for these dogs? And really, that's what it's all about.
When someone adopts a dog, he flies the dog to its new owners. Well, Christmas may be over, but that doesn't mean all the holidays are over. Mr. Food has a different kind of holiday meal planned. Welcome back, Brian. It seems like that nice run of warm and dry weather is going to come to an end today.
It's coming to an end right now, as a matter of fact.
Well, thank you for joining us at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5.